there wasn't really the central story was kind of, you could have told by about 5 minutes.
Yeah, well, the story just... Well, it's weird because the stuff with Marge just doesn't even enter until about the last 7 minutes or so.
Yeah. No, I mean, I do quite like that ending.
I like the ending.
Where Marge is like, she kind of hears him and saying... Because basically Marge has like a dream. And it's totally random at first because the dream is when Marge is a young girl, presumably a flashback.
Well, I got it that she was prompted by Lisa being depressed to think about
her own childhood depression, yeah.
So I think it worked why she would have the flashback.
But like maybe you're a bit like, well, because they never really talked about like repressing it and stuff like that. But yeah, so like then when it's called back later, it's like, you should just smile and put your troubles away. Then Lisa tries it, and they're all going against her. Then Marge kind of slams the wheels and turns around, like, you be whatever you want to be. You be depressed. I think that's a really good message. Actually,
I think that it's I like that scene, but I also don't think there's enough build up to it.
No, God, no.
What I think should have happened is the first scene should have been Marge driving Lisa to school, and then when she got out saying like, "Oh, smile" and stuff. Yeah. Then you would have also got the circular idea of it beginning and ending in the same place.
Yeah. Which
is a very common writer's trick.
The story comes full circle.
Yeah, so it would have begun in a car and ended
bookends. Bookends, yes.
Dally, and then the bleeding gum scene at the end would have been a coda.
A coda, yeah.
That's how you'd have done it right.
A jazz coda. Yeah.
But this
hire us, Hollywood. We know what we're doing.
Exactly. But this episode just didn't do anything like that.
No.
I mean, the first 5 minutes could have gone, and it would have made no difference.
Yeah. They could have got rid of the whole Bart and Homer on the video game thing.
That could have gone.
Yeah.
No, I understand that one from a point of view of the episode needs some level.
Well, it needs something, but should maybe find something that maybe.
Yeah, they could have cut around the Lisa stuff.
It's filler.
It's filler.
It's all it is. It's not tied to the plot. It's just filler, which is as bad as
No, I think it could have. Even some of the classic ones have filler, but it's funny filler.
But it's I wouldn't call it filler because eventually those B plots do kind of come together a bit.
I don't think
the A plot and the B plot will always kind of merge at one point, and then they'll resolve the conclusion together.
But I don't think they necessarily need to do that.
But they don't need to. But what I'm saying is that's the classic Simpsons formula. You've got your A plot and your B plot, and then at the end the two will come together to conclude the stories together. And they'll bounce off each other.
Yeah.
And that's generally how they work. Yeah. We should have found a B plot, but I think maybe it worked a bit better with the Lisa being depressed stuff.
It sort of did come at the end though, because Marge pulled the video game out, denying because of what Lisa had done. So in a way, they went in a. It's very tenuous.
Yeah, it's very.
But at the end, Homer's denied the
gratification. I guess it's the joke.
But it's because of Lisa, so the two plots in a way interact.
Yeah.
Not in a clever way.
In a very haphazard, last minute. We've got to find a way to link these together. Oh crap! What are we going to do? Oh, we'll have Marge pull them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it worked that B plot at all.
No, the B plot didn't work. The episode.
Yeah, Alice Smith is really good.
Is she?
She's Lisa. She always thought she's a really good voice actress. I think she's
really good, but the writing's not excellent.
Sharp.
No, as I said, this is the worst episode. I think it didn't even have the sort of out there bits that the Marvin Monroe one had.
Yeah.
Like that weird sing along bit to make it more memorable.
Yeah.
If it had been awful in that kind of way, I could have recommended it more.
I think it's better than Marvin Monroe one. I think there's certain scenes. There's two scenes I remember. The scene where Lisa's with bleeding gums on the bridge, and then the final scene with Marge. I think that's better than anything that's in.
I think the last scene with Marge is, but the stuff on the bridge doesn't work.
No, it doesn't. But I think it's more memorable than anything in Marvin Monroe episode. I have to kind of oh god, yeah, that episode.
Yeah, but I think the stuff in Marvin Monroe one is that's awful, and you're like, oh my god, did they really do that?
How do you get away with that?
Yeah, like the musical bit or all the bits with Marvin Monroe where they're buzzing each other. Is this actually the Simpsons?
Is this a thing?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to judge this episode.
I don't think they made any attempt at explaining why she was depressed. I think.
No, but see, I quite like that because depression can just come on, and you can't explain it. You just got no reason to be depressed. That can happen and is known to happen.
Yeah. Well, obviously she'd just suffer from depression, wouldn't she?
Yeah. But so see, I'm willing to accept that. Like, I'm actually quite glad we didn't explain it like it wasn't like a.
Well, you're obviously meant to assume that because she's an outsider and stuff.
Yeah, it's all that kind of stuff. Yeah, and she's kind of questioning her place in society and all that kind of stuff. And,
I suppose it's weird though because these early ones, obviously episode, not season based. In a show now, they would have built it up over the episodes.
It would have, yeah.
So now it's sort of I'm using the expectations of now against then, which isn't really fair. But it still seems too abrupt.
I don't know. People can fall into depression quite easily. I think someone like Lisa probably would.
Yeah.
Like people kind of go up and down, and outsiders and weirdos like Lisa.
Yeah.
And I imagine living in a family like the Simpsons and living in a town like Springfield. You know, and people do go through depressive stages, bigger curves. So I actually like how she's just depressed and she can't work it out, and she just happens to be that way. So I think the episodic form actually works quite well there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't like the episode, and there's not much I'd say was apart from that one scene in the
ending.
Near the end, the second to last scene with Marge, which even then had problems that it wasn't built up enough.
No, I know. I like elements of the episode, and I appreciate like how we did try and tell a story about someone who is depressed, like intentionally. And obviously these past episodes, I don't think they maybe intended to be that depressing, but
no.
I do appreciate how we did try to tell a serious story about someone who was just depressed.
Yeah.
But we didn't quite know how to write it. That was a problem. I don't know.
I don't know. It's weird. I think do you reckon because the writers meant to emphasise with Reese that they've said most.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Do you reckon they know what it was like? Because it doesn't seem to be very from someone who has been depressed.
I think it is.
Yeah.
I've known quite a few depressed people, and when you're really like a fed up teenager.
Yeah. She's like 8 though.
When she's 8, well again that doesn't really work. But I don't know. I think most people go through depressive stages. Yeah. It just goes like undocumented. Yeah. I used to go through depressive stages where I couldn't even explain why I was depressed. I just am.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
No, I didn't think the episode worked. I'd give it a 2 out of 10. Sounds harsh, but I can't really think of anything to recommend about the episode apart from that one scene.
It's hard on this. I'm veering towards like a 3 or 4 personally.
I think Homer as well, from the way he's characterised as being like a loving father, he doesn't seem to care at all that Lisa's depressed.
No.
Which is another flaw of the episode.
Yeah. I'll give it a 3.
A 3?
Begrudgingly.
Begrudging 3.
Begrudgingly, because I do like elements of it, and I think, like I said, I like the central idea.
Yeah.
It's just not, like in a later episode of Simpsons, maybe could have handled that better, but...
I think as well, the characters, at this point are more archetypes,
yeah.
Like, you've got she's just depressed teenager, but they've not built any other character, shadings for it or anything.
She's like a Gen Xer kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, in the context of when it were made, late 80s and early 90s kind of culture. She seems really entitled when she's on the bridge talking to him with the blues and he's talking about all his problems.
Yeah, but we don't know what Brady Gubbs Murphy's problems are. He's just got problems.
He's homeless.
Oh no, he seems to afford a backing band.
That's true.
I doubt his credentials personally.
Yeah. Maybe that's what the episode's really about.
Maybe.
It's about a child molesting jazz musician.
And going back to people with child abuse of his early episodes of The Simpsons.
Well, yeah, I mean, she's like... This whole show seems like a parallel universe where Homer's an abusive dad.
Yeah.
Marge just takes it... Oh, it's awful.
Marge just takes it and...
Yeah.
Because she knows that's the best she's going to get.
Exactly. So we've had a peak last week and a low point this week. I mean... Well, not weeks, because they're not on every week now.
Yeah.
Installments, a high
in terms of installments, we went from a high from a relative high for Barbara General down to Moaning Lisa. But I think Moaning Lisa is maybe a more frustrating episode than something like Marvin Monroe, because I think the potential is there for a really great episode.
Well, Lisa's a great character.
Yeah.
It's got more form to it than the Marvin Monroe one, which just was like a formless mess.
I still think that's the worst one so far.
No, I think it is. It probably is worse, but it's at least more entertaining in its madness.
That's true.
But see, it's weird. These episodes don't even play like a comedy.
No, they're not even funny, are they?